Famous WWE superstars who dropped out of school, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and more. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For WWE Family latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Most of the wrestling stars that are ruling the roster today are ones that developed their passion at a very young age. As all their attention centered around training and development, education took a backseat. However, it was a risk that proved to be worth taking as they went on to have illustrious careers and massive success. While some of these wrestlers had in-ring training and practical knowledge at their disposal, others had to grab every opportunity they got to rise to the top. Today we are taking a look at 7 of the biggest wrestlers who dropped out of school and eventually turned their dream into reality. AJ Styles had seen a rough childhood at a very young age. His family lived under poverty and his father was an alcoholic with a history of abuse. However, he fought against the circumstances and developed a passion for pro wrestling at a very young age. While he attended Anderson University in Anderson, South Carolina on a wrestling and physical education scholarship, he dropped out to pursue professional training. He then went on to become a wrestling legend. Ric Flair has been vocal about a rough childhood before he was adopted by Kathleen and Richard Flair. Post this, he spent the rest of his childhood in Minnesota. He attended the University of Minnesota briefly after receiving a football scholarship. Later, he dropped out of the course to pursue a career in professional wrestling. He trained under Vern Gagné in 1972 and made his professional debut shortly after. The Hall of Famer and multiple-time world champion, Rey Mysterio also dropped out of school to focus on training. He hails from a wrestling family and trained under his uncle, Rey Mysterio Sr. He convinced his parents along with his uncle's persuasion to drop out of high school. By the age of 17, he was already a full-time performer. At the age of 21, he made his WCW debut. Later in 2002, he found his way to WWE, the renowned Hall of Famer. Lita attended several schools before she completed her high school at Lassiter High School in Atlanta. Post this, she enrolled at Georgia State University for a major, but dropped out later in 1993. She was of the opinion that her college education was similar to high school. After watching Rey Mysterio perform at a WCW event, she decided to make the leap. She then moved to Mexico to get trained in pro wrestling and paid the bills by working as a club dancer. Becky Lynch has cemented a place for herself in the wrestling domain. This came after she became one of the first 3 women to perform at the main event in WrestleMania. In her early days, she joined University College Dublin to study philosophy, history, and politics. However, she believed that college was too boring. Later in 2002, she went on to join Finn Balor's wrestling school and made her debut in the ring in November 2002.